Jessica Alba criticized Marvel Entertainment, claiming that the Hollywood powerhouse still lacks diverse representation. Alba, who starred in the early 2000s television series Fantastic Four, stated in an interview with Glamour that the superhero genre was still quite Caucasian, even 2 decades later. Why did Alba criticize Marvel? Does Marvel really lack representation? Stay tuned to find out all the important unanswered questions we need answered about Jessica Alba's accusations. To start off, what is Marvel? Marvel Comics was founded in 1939 and is one of the big 2 publishers in the comic industry. Marvel stands for Machine-Assisted Realization of the Virtual Electronic Library. Marvel has proved to be a leading cinematic universe, all because of its superheroes. The company is based in New York. The US fans of the Marvel Cinematic Universe may be confused by Alba's remarks, particularly more recent viewers who arrived during Phase 4 of the franchise, also known as the Diversity Phase. Martin Goodman did release his first comic book in 1939 under the title Marvel Comics, which was then changed for the second issue to Marvel Mystery Comics. So, who is Jessica Alba? Alba was born in Pomona, California. Jessica Marie Alba, April 28, 1981, is an American model, actress in television and movies, and businesswoman. In 2011, she launched The Honest Company. Although her company sells more than 100 products, the company started primarily as an online subscription service for diapers and baby wipes. In 2015, Honest raised $100 million as a valuation of $1.7 billion. When Jessica was 13, she made her debut film Camp Nowhere. In the 2005 film Fantastic Four and its 2007 sequel Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer, Alba played Sue Storm, also known as the Invisible Woman. This was one of her most well-known performances. After landing her breakthrough role in the popular television series Dark Angel at the age of 19, Alba has become one of the rising stars in the world. She also had several high-profile film roles such as those in Sin City, Machete, and Valentine's Day. Next up, why did Jessica hit out at Marvel? Jessica Alba believes that Marvel Cinematic Universe still has to do more to encourage racial diversity. Even if you look at the Marvel movies, that is the biggest driver of fantasy and what's happening right now in entertainment because it's sort of a family thing. It's still quite Caucasian, she stated. Many fans seemed to agree with her and demanded that diverse actors be hired. In a recent interview with Glamour magazine, Alba discussed the lack of diversity in the MCU. The Mexican-American actress discussed the diversity in Hollywood and notably brought up Marvel Studios and the MCU in her remarks. According to Alba, she was one of the first prominently diversified superheroes, and that was before Disney bought Marvel. I would say I was one of the few back in the day, and it was before Marvel was sold to Disney, but it's still quite more of the same. Alba does have a point, as it took Marvel Studios 10 years to produce a Black Panther or Captain Marvel solo movie. Both movies later went on to earn $1 billion each globally, making them some of the studio's biggest productions. Next up, what did the editor of Miss Marvel say? Sana Asamat, the editor of Miss Marvel, also told news.com.au that it was important for the show to explore the Muslim American diaspora from a realistic viewpoint. I just think more of the younger people who are coming up, who are going to be our future leaders, it's important for them to see the world on screen, or in stories, or in the dreams that we create as entertainers. It reflects the world that they're in, she went on. Now you realize there's a whole group of folks that you just frankly left out of the conversation because you just didn't even see them. They were there the whole time, Jessica said. For instance, hiring actors from a variety of ethnicities. Hiring actors of color or actors who have disabilities will show children the real side of the world. So, does Marvel lack diversity? When it comes to establishing actual racial diversity, Marvel has fallen short. Although they have made significant progress in this direction, they still need to do more to diversify the franchise's most well-known characters. According to a 2018 survey by Forbes, the majority of performers in the Marvel universe are white, with the percentage rising to a startling 61% if just important characters are included. In comparison, Forbes discovered that only 20% of the people in the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe are of African heritage, 5% are East Asian, and 0% are indigenous. Keeping this data in mind, it looks like not much effort is being put into making Marvel diverse. For recent years, Marvel has committed to widening its universe to connect to its worldwide audience. For years, people have questioned Marvel Studios' lack of diversity in their well-known movies. Even though Marvel Comics includes heroes from all backgrounds, only a small number have made it to the big screen. The first movie with a person of color as the primary character was Black Panther, while the first Marvel film with a female lead was Captain Marvel. Many fans highly anticipated a Marvel movie that will consist of a variety of people from different colors to disabilities. Next up, did other celebrities accuse Marvel Marvel of lacking diversity? Actor Anthony Mackenzie has criticized Disney's Marvel Studios for having a cast and crew that lacks diversity. The actor claimed that with each project he takes on, he hopes to advance diversity in Hollywood. He says that Marvel should hire people based on their education and caliber rather than their color. While on the surface, diversity appears to have increased, Mr. Mackey's statement reflected remarks made by Ms. Alba that major studios like Marvel have yet to empower people from racially diverse backgrounds in the filmmaking process. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier released episodes which were commended because they dealt directly with America's history of racism and discrimination against the African American population. While the series received praise for its portrayal and consequences of racism, actor Anthony Mackenzie spoke openly about the MCU's diversity issue and the variety of actors. When The Falcon and the Winter Soldier comes out, I'm the lead. It bothered me that I've done 7 Marvel movies where every producer, every director, every stunt person, every costume designer, every PA, every single person has been white, he explained. But then when you do Black Panther, you have a black director, a black producer, you have a black costume designer, you have a black stunt choreographer. And I'm like, that's more racist than anything else. Because if you can only hire the black people for the black movie, are you saying they're not good enough when you have a mostly white cast? Said Mackey. So, what did Marvel do to increase diversity? Fans and critics have been interested in Marvel's efforts to increase on-screen diversity and realistically portray disabilities. Currently, just 22% of characters with disabilities are played by actors who also have that disability. The significance of disability representation in the media has increased this reality. By utilizing diversity and inclusion to enhance innovation, Marvel established a diverse and inclusive cinematic universe that features a diverse portrayal of society. They unveiled Black Panther, the first motion picture with a cast and crew of people of color. To get the best results, Ryan Coogler, the filmmaker, was given creative freedom by Marvel to select his cast and crew. As a result, there were fewer disagreements, shorter decision-making processes, better crew coordination and motivation, and quick turnaround times to release the finished film to the public. Superhero movies are popular all over the world, but they can also inspire young people to think about social issues such as intolerance, unequal treatment, and diversity. Though superhero movies are fiction, they reflect trends and current issues in our society and inspire us to think differently about how we interact with one another. Finally, how can Marvel normalize diversity? Well, the most popular type of entertainment globally right now is comic book movies. Millions of people see each new release of these super-powered products in theaters, which generates billion-dollar sales. This implies that these kinds of initiatives might be the ones to bring about genuine change. This act might just be a huge success for Marvel as more people will be able to see themselves on TV. It's the normalizing of these distinctions in a Marvel movie, for instance, that could make the difference if true inclusion both on screen and in real life is to eventually occur. After all, unique is the new chic. Everyone should experience the feeling of looking up at the television and seeing themselves rescuing the day. Marvel may have taken some steps toward equality and diversity, but there is still so much they need to do. People have been raising their voices, so more diversity will be included in movies and TV shows. It is suggested that Marvel Studios should consider a more diversified cast for their superhero team. The formation of a more diverse cast is supposed to broaden the franchise's appeal and range, which would also increase profits. Do you agree with Jessica Alba's accusations? What more can Marvel do to increase diversity? Make sure to let us know your thoughts below. Thanks for watching.